Good morning, everyone. This is Jason Wydrow, your host of Online Strategy Podcast at onlinestrategypodcast.com. It is Monday, the 7th of October, 2013, and I'm going to go over a topic that I was just pondering the best way to describe this. And I wanted to share it with you and thought it could be useful for your online presence. So there's always this tug of war going on between technology and success. And if that's not evident what I'm talking about, basically, in other words, so we have all this cool technology out there. We have all these cool bells and whistles and these cool features and these latest and greatest things. And this is something back in the late 90s when I started building websites, I quickly realized there was a trend happening. And that trend was, it was like online business owners that had an online presence wanted the coolest, latest, and greatest technology. And if you remember the 90s, when the internet became very, when the internet became public use, like a public normal, well, for the most part, homeowners, started to have internet. That was, it became popular, right, in the homes. So we had this like trend of, bouncing balls and spinning globes and flashing text, and it was really just cool technology. I mean, it was just cool, like from a technology perspective. I always love that stuff because I'm a technology person, but I also look at the view of being a sensible person on the subject of design and the subject of presence. And it's very easy to annoy your online visitor. It's very easy to unengage your online visitor or your potential customer by the use of technology just because it's cool. I don't know about you, but I can tell you from my own experience how many times I've left a website or an online ad or something, some type of online presence of some type, because it was honestly just irritating, if that's a word, irritatingly irritating. So, in other words, I was just annoyed. I was distracted. I didn't feel like I was seeing eye to eye with this this web presence, and it wasn't comfortable, and I just didn't want to use it anymore. So, bells and whistles versus success. So you can take the road of bells and whistles, of the cool, untried, untested, let's say uncharted territory of technology. You can integrate that into your website because it's the cool thing to do, or it's cool, and it's fun, and it's neat, and it's new. And again, look, I don't have any problem with the new, fun, cool stuff because I'm all about that. I love, in the beginning, I love that stuff because it's just cool. But, again, I have to talk for myself. I'm a designer at heart. I think of the end user. I think of the customer. I think of their experience when they're navigating a website or when they're navigating some type of online presence. And so I have to set all that fun stuff aside, all that cool stuff that's cutting edge of today or back then, and I have to set it on the table and go, well, there may be a time and place for this stuff, but right now, I need to focus on what's going to cause this engagement that I'm looking for as a website owner. In other words, whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve, sell, engage, interact, get a new lead, whatever, with my online presence, that's what I need to solve. I don't need to be the cutting edge technology wizard and have all the coolest, latest, and neatest stuff on my website to achieve that. So I'm going to just hold back. And it may be true. Maybe in a year, I realize one of those pieces of technology, hey, this could be very useful if I used it this way. And through my life cycle as a developer and a designer, I've gone through that many times where I've taken a technology, set it aside, and realized that if I modify this or I change this to a certain way, this can become very useful for a practical use for a specific customer or a specific usage case. So you have to think differently and outside the box a lot with new technologies, and you have to be smart about what you implement in your online strategy, because it's real easy to get carried away and ride the wave of the coolest, latest, and greatest, and setting aside and more or less listening to your potential interactor base, your potential user base who interacts with your online presence, and say, is this going to be right for them? Is this going to improve my interaction? Or is this going to actually cause deterrent? So I've been in the unfortunate position to have requests of specific things, despite saying, I really wouldn't go that way, and here's why. But some business owners just want to do it their way, and that's cool. I can only argue so much. So it does happen, and it's unfortunate. But my point is that just be smart about the technology decisions that you make. And when I was a kid, I used to like to take things apart and put them back together again. I loved Legos. This was just such cool stuff as a kid for me. Building planes and building things and constructing, designing things. This is something I really enjoyed, and that's I'm a business owner as well, and I understand the nature of all those cool advancements and neat things. But in this online world, we have to deal with practicality and what's practical for whatever it is that we're setting out to do with our online presence. And it very well may be that those cutting edge technologies and all these new fancy ways of doing things, whether they're immediately visible on the front end or they're going on behind the scenes at the database layer end, whatever it may be, there are times where that can be immediately applied and be a solution to a particular situation to improve or enhance a user experience. So it's really just about observing and being pretty smart about the decisions you make with your online presence. Thank you for listening. I will have something later for you today. I got a couple topics I'm going to go over with some WordPress stuff, some neat WordPress tips, and some other online strategy stuff. Thanks a lot for listening. I will see you soon.